Good evening, one and all. How are we this evening? Let's see. Am I actually speaking? Oh, God, I've turned the microphone on again. This is a new record. We've extended our massive record of going live with the microphone switched on to, it's got to be 10 weeks in a row. Anyway, as always, I'm a little bit behind. I've literally just working away on a video and went, it's 9 o'clock. So, welcome one and all to the Aquarium Adventures live stream. Fishy Business number something. 78, is it? 79? I can't remember. An awful lot of them, and still. Well, she must. And we might be back. I do apologise. So, what I was saying was, welcome everyone. My internet's been up and down like a bride's nighty today. I can't actually blame the PlusNet. I couldn't even say that out loud there because I really want to blame PlusNet. But I think this is my... this is going to be the most boring conversation ever. It's my mesh system has got its knickers in a twist and it's not been playing nice today. So anyway, as I was trying to say, let's get into the live chat. Change that setting over there to that. That should then do that. Right. So, good evening everyone, welcome to the Friday night live stream with Aquarium Adventures, the Fishy Business number 70 something, where I almost managed to pull it off as some kind of professional look, but didn't quite get there. This evening I was a bit late, so I must admit, no professionality from me at all, because I was... It literally went 9:01 and I was in the middle of editing a video and I was like, so I haven't even undone my beer for this evening. So tonight's stream, still not sponsored, but you know, if you're out there, Birra Moretti or any other beer company, tonight's stream is sponsored by Birra Moretti. We'll get the old cap gun out. Oh, that did not work. Not playing. Nothing's working tonight. There we go. Hope you're all enjoying a healthy beverage and snack if you want to. Let's see who we've got in the chat. As always, Rocky's Rocky. Hello everyone. Hope you have a good weekend. NJW. Hi from Doncaster. Hi from Sheffield. We may disappear at any time, so I might... Apologies for rushing through this bit. Kaylee's in. Sharpie's back. Well, good to see you again. Martin, Lee. Sharpie says, apologies for my absence of late. Work stuffs. Sharpie's not used to working for a living. And it's rubbish, isn't it? Having had a week off a couple of weeks back and then having to go back to work. Oh, the fear, the dread. The Sunday night of, oh God, got to do this again. But for me... You'll notice a smile on my face. I have finished for another week. No work next week. Off up to see the parental units. Drag the grandkids round all the relatives for them to say, oh, haven't they grown? Yes, yes. Observe their increase in size. And then back down again. So I could not be happier. I have a few fishy plans, but my wife, God bless her, has even more house plans for me. So mostly... work, but at least it's not work. It's work on the house, work on that kind of stuff. Scott, good evening. Hans, good evening. Ross hail from a damp but thankfully cool Edinburgh. Yes, it's a damp... no, it's not a damp. It's a thankfully cool Sheffield tonight. I thought it was all over. I had a night away working. The heat was just, I was doing my head in last week. I had a few nights on the couch because it was just too hot to be sleeping near another human, trying to keep cool. And then the weather broke, and thankfully I got a good night's sleep, and then I went away for work, and I stayed in a hotel in Bolton that clearly had a furnace hidden away in my room somewhere that I couldn't find. It was like a bazillion degrees in this room. Outside, nice and cool, nice breeze. The window opened that much, so it's maybe half an inch max. So I even stood right next to the window trying to encourage the cool air to come in. It wasn't having any of it. I thought it was the most uncomfortable night I've had in a long time. But yes, thankfully tonight should be nice and chilled and cool. Looking forward to my bed tonight. That's what it come to. When you reach a certain age, you look forward to going to bed. Silver Surfer, hello there. Freshwater Ichthyology, afternoon. Moved to Bristol Monday and setting everything in. Yes, the little lovely period of time after you move house where you think, oh, just a couple of days settling in, and then 6 months later, nearly finished. I've unboxed half the boxes. Well, actually, that's what it was like at our house anyway. David, Chris, Aquarium Daily. Had to leave most of my houseplant collection behind. I need to pick them up soon. Oh dear. If there's no mic too, we know it's back to the good old days. Right, this must be where I crashed out. No sound okay. Bonjour and evening, says Fishvet. Look at Scott making a play for top moderator straight away. Evening all, don't forget to hit the like button. Feel free to join us on Discord too. Links. And click that subscribe button. That's almost like I practiced that. Evening from a sunny Irish Preston. Can't be that bad. Right, okay, and he's gone. Yeah, I think that lasted all of 10 seconds. Right. Yes, I froze. So, as much as I do like to blame PlusNet, and I'm sure it is sometimes their fault, this was entirely Linksys' fault. That's it for tonight. That's it. Let's see. I'm going to connect at some point. Oh dear. Was it a particularly funny face? Let me just check in my Discord to see if anyone sent me some messages. Ooh. Got lots of messages, but I can't see any of them. What does that mean? Meh, I don't know. I'm just reading Discord now. The face you make when your internet goes down. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. It's over here. Oh, God. One day I'll learn how to work a computer, what with it being my living and all. Was that what it froze like? Oh, God. You poor people having to watch that. That will probably last another 10 minutes before it disappears again. Minus net. Yes, that would be more accurate. Aye, I don't know about screenshot. I think it needs to be shot at. Right, let's see if I can catch up a little bit. Mad Bren, hello, you missed all the action. Bunny, I think I've confused. Like a bride's nightie, knickers and a twist. What are you trying to say to that poor girl? These are, well, I think they're fairly common colloquial sayings over this side of the pond. Up and down like a bride's nightie. So a bride, well, I think that explains itself really. Knickers and a twist. I don't know where that comes from if I'm completely honest. Who knows? Mark was enjoying the discus and soothing. I can put it back on if you want, Mark. Bit of a dad joke. No, surely that's not a dad joke. That's a saying. No, is it me? I didn't invent these jokes. the Fish Vet wants to sponsor me so he can give me some good beer. Personal sponsorships, that's fine. In fact, feel free to super chat and tell me what beer to buy, and I'll use your super chat money to buy the beer for next week. Beer at Moretti's alright. I quite enjoy this one. It's not bad. Shall we do some beer reviews? So, L'Authentic Fake Italian Beer. Premium lager, it says so down at the bottom. Premium. I've never actually read the back of a beer. Now, this is going to be an interesting stream tonight. Beer in Moretti was founded in 1859 and still brewed today with our traditional recipe to create a full-bodied golden beer known around the world for its quality and taste. This is usually where you say it's brewed in Edinburgh or something like that. Brewed in the UK by Heineken UK. There you go. Authentic. So I did not know it was made by Heineken. There you go, that's new. But I do like Heineken, so maybe that's why. Nice. There you go, that's my beer review for the evening. Dee Dee's Finden. Hi everyone. Hello Dee Dee. Try being off work for over a year. Oh, I know that's probably got a horrible backstory to it, but I'd love that. Maybe that's just now. Peter, hello Dad. I'll get you some beer for coming up and I'll let you use my brilliant new internet. Alright, stop showing off. That's a bad day when my dad's got better internet than me. A little cool here too. Andy Morrison, got some guppies today for my first foray into breeding. What a perfect start for your first foray into... That's what I say all the time. I'm always banging on about guppies and how good they are for learning the ropes for breeding, and not learning the ropes for breeding, because I often think that somebody's learning how to breed fish, have water, job done. It's more about learning the ropes of what your interactions to the environment can affect when you're breeding fish. So guppies especially, if you keep the water warm or cooler, what happens if you have larger ratios of males to females or smaller ratios, what happens? Planted versus bare tanks, temperature differences, water hardness differences, and then working out what all those things do to the yields, to the fish that you get out the back end of it, and then applying that to that good husbandry of knowing the littlest... I can't speak honest. Knowing the littlest of swings in your water parameters can have sometimes quite drastic effects on the fish and your breeding intentions. And then when you get into more advanced breeding, you're a little bit more rounded in what you're trying to achieve and how to go about it. And I love the fact with guppies, just because it's so quick, I think that it does it more than anything else. They just keep going. As long as you keep everything roughly okay, they're just going to keep spitting out guppies. So if you want to try line breeding, if you want to try creating new strains or taking muck guppies and choosing from those muck guppies to make even newer strains, it's achievable. You can see it almost in real time, but you can see it in real time and see your results rather than having to wait for months and years, never quite knowing, am I doing this right anyway? Because if you're not, you can scrap it and start again. And guppies, I think they're just a fantastic fish for that, given that they're so, well, cheap for one word, so cheap to get started with, so easy to keep in that they don't need massive tanks, they don't need lots of expensive equipment, and they're so cool. They're really... You can get some vibrant colours, you can get some really bold patterns and colours, and there's just so many options within guppies that, yeah, I think they're fantastic. So, congratulations. That's all I'll say on that one. I've obviously missed something between the fish vet and freshwater ichthyology about something's really good and not too far away. Can I find that? Kind of hell. Okay, I'll try and catch up with that afterwards. I sent you the freeze frame on Instagram. Oh, thanks. Something to keep me happy later. It was a nice face to get stuck with. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been picking my nose. It could have been... Oh, yeah. It's been a rough week for Hans. No wind, cloudy and humid and 25 degrees. Oh, dear. I feel your pain. I know what it was like. Pier and Wharf are just amazing. I don't know which I like more. Do you know what? I've never been to Pier. I've been to Wharf and I agree, it is amazing. I've only been... It's not that far away from me, really. And I've only been 3 times. Something like that. I need to get back down there because they're one of the most annoying... That's not fair. One of the most... No, annoying groups to follow on, or pages to follow on Facebook, because they're always posting the most weird and wonderful things, like, oh, look what we've got today, and you're like, oh, I must go and have a look at that. But they consistently, Pier and Wharf, come up in these, when everybody does, top 5 fish shops to visit in England. It's always them at the top 1, 2. They do interchange, so I might need to visit Pier one day and just check it out and see which I think. Coldwater Aquatics, hello there, how are you? Good afternoon, how are you doing this evening? Freshwater Ecology says, also Maidenhead Aquatics Wilton is one I've visited many times and has an amazing selection. Did he just say authentic fake Italian beer? Yeah, because I knew there was something dodgy about this. I think it's like an authentic name, but it's brewed in the UK, so it's not really authentic. Heineken, e.g. all beer. £2 super chat, so I get to try Sainsbury's Basics. Sainsbury's Basics? Oh, I'd be pushing the boat out, surely. I can send you on a beer journey. I had an Imperial, that meant to be stout, that featured hops smoked over sheep's poop. Icelandic and amazing. You could taste the digested grass. That does not sound appealing. That's the thing about some of these. Obviously, I'm from Glasgow and I now live in Sheffield. And my first few times probably when like going out for a pint at lunchtime, that's probably not even a thing these days, but yeah, that was very much the thing, was that everybody would go out for a pint at lunchtime and I'd be here with all these Yorkshiremen going, oh, try this one, it's called Pizzle Twizzle or Dixie Drops, and just the weirdest of names. And he'd be like, oh no, I'll have a Carling, thanks. And even that's horrible. But I just couldn't stomach it. It was like the flat warm beer. Who likes that? So I've tried. We've got quite a good brewery around here called Bradfield Brewery. And they do some nice proper beers. And I can just about stomach them. But yeah, maybe I've just got simpler tastes. I can't be doing with all these Bishop's Finger and mouldy cheese and just throwing my glasses away, so bear with me. There we go. Yeah, so maybe I've just got simpler tastes. That must be it. I like an Innocent Gun. I've tried their weird ones, but again, they're just tenants, aren't they? There's nothing special about them. Dr. Pepper's made by Coca-Cola. That blew my mind. Yeah, I mean, have you seen that? There's like an infographic of all the food and beverage companies in the world, and there's only like 4 of them, but they have all the brands. It's amazing. Mars also makes aquarium fish food. I did not know that. There you go. I'm going to have to see if I can find that infographic now. Just chat amongst yourselves. How would one search for that? Yeah, I think it's this one, isn't it? So 10 companies control the food industry. So if you look at these companies, PepsiCo, whatever that says, because I can't read it, it's too small for me. Kellogg's, Associated British Food, Mondelez, Mars, Danone, Unilever, Coca-Cola, Nestle, make everything. So, no, I don't want to be signed up. Sort off. It does. I would suggest this. So, what did I search for this? Oh, food companies, brands, and then you get this picture. Have a look at it. It kind of mind blowing. The amount they must spend on advertising, which are for things that are just clearly the same things. Why bother? There was one that made me laugh. What was it? Oh, I can't remember now. But just think of the market share of that. It's just ridiculous. Mondelez, formerly Kraft. So anything from a Whisper to Oreos. Who would have thunk it, eh? Anyway, this is a fishy chat, isn't it? Come on, Graham, stay on subject. Absolutely shattered. Stick around, stream, and then see your stream as always. Good lad, ain't you that, Scott? Thanks. I'm happy with a bottle of Bud. Everybody else seems to hate the stuff, but they drink enough of it when visiting. Yeah, especially if you're not paying for it. Any beer's great beer. It's a true fact. Who owns who is enlightening. Owasi owns Biorb and Pontec. There you go. 20 gold laser Corridorus today. Any tips on breeding them? No. Sorry, Sean. Well, not gold lasers specifically, but Corridoras, I don't know what gold lasers requirements would be over and above any of the other species, but I have bred Sterbai Corys, Bronze Corys, Albino Corys, all very accidentally with no extra effort going in, just having good water parameters, good conditions, having good foods to get them into breeding condition, and then lots of places for them to lay, basically. Places to hide, some good... I always like to use lots of Java moss so that when you do get some eggs... So you get kind of two main ways to go at it. You can let them have at it. They'll go and lay eggs on every surface, or some of them will just lay them all in a specific place. You can either try and scrape up those eggs with like a credit card and put them into like a breeding box or something like that and grow them on that way, or you can just leave them to it and have lots of hiding spaces. So I generally leave them to it and have lots of Java fern, Java moss even, so that if they do get any fish that get past the egg stage, they've got somewhere to hide. And Java moss is a really good environment for creating lots of micro foods like infusoria and things like that all live in there, so there's things to feed the little fish. Because a lot of the problems breeders have is getting fish for that first couple of weeks after they're born. If the parents aren't feeding them, their egg sacs are gone. What are they eating? Because a lot of the commercial foods are just too big, or they can't find it, or they've been outfought for it by the adults. So go with that. But there might be some people in the chat who have specifically bred them and go, don't listen to him, these are the ones that need to be at 111 TDS or it just won't work. So I'm not sure, I'm afraid. Right, sorry, where are we again? Oh, miles behind the chat. Frankie805 Ox. Hello Fish World. Hello Frankie805 Ox. Is that... Am I reading that correctly? companies with all fingers in different pies, but one thing a lot of them have in common, in my opinion, is that they're not great products or they're very expensive. If you want a beer and fish odyssey, I can help. Well, you know, I'm not saying no. What is Sharpie up to? Are you disgusting people? Please stop. Are you talking about poles? Oh, fishing rods. Okay, fine. I'll go through my pole fishing box too. And then my rods and poles. Oh, I might get some fishing in next week. My middle son has been asking me about going fishing again. So, you know, any excuse to get out there. Do some actual fishing rather than killing them inside my fish tanks. What's wrong with Yorkshiremen? Oh, there's nothing wrong with Yorkshiremen. It's just, it's a bit of a culture shock when you're a Glaswegian. Craft beer has amazing names and amazing artwork on the label. Definitely amazing names. At the first few times when somebody'd play, alright, let's go out for a drink. Oh, 2 round is it? Great, you've not put around yet. Fine, what do you like? Oh, I'd like a pickled dick. What? That's not a thing. It is. I was convinced they were just trying to get me to go up to the bar and ask for the weirdest of things. Stinker this week have announced, yes, I've been speaking to a couple of people about Stinker. So Mark saying they've announced this week they're selling their breeding pairs and invite said buyers to a tour of the hatchery and pass on their breeding secrets. Would you be up for it? Do you know what? I would. I think it would just be cool to see that. I don't think we're ever going to see anything on that kind of scale again. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with every bit of advice Stinker have ever put out, but they're no better or worse. They're no worse than any of the other big breeders, and it's quite a sight to see. They've got some cool fish. They've been in it a long time. They've done some cool things. There's always things to be learned from something like that. So I think it'd just be cool to see. I don't think I'll be up for like buying all their fish or anything like that. They seem to. I get this impression that there's an expectation that someone will come along and just, yes, I'll have everything, please, and take everything. But I mean, it'd be cool. And as much as there's lots of rivalries between various breeders, and Stinkers are better than Asians and Wilds are better than both, and this, everything has its merits as far as I'm concerned. So I'd be up for it, but I don't know if I've got the budget for it, for buying everything. Never fake corn, always the fresh. What are we talking about now? Oh, I bet you've never used fake sweet corn as bait. I've used fake sweet corn as bait, yes. Several times. Fake sweet corn. Well, because you get to reuse it. I'm sure that's not the only reason, but fake sweet corn can be, I think you're meant to like marinate it with different flavours. Like you can make sweet corn taste more sweet corny or scopexy or whatever other flavour. It can be made to be brighter, it can be made to float better, it can be made to hide and hold hooks better and all that kind of stuff. Still don't get why Stinker didn't still do. Yeah, I often didn't understand that because.
Oh, my balls.
Oh, what's happened there? Rants and Reviews has donated £5 through Super Chat. Thanks for the videos. You offer a fairly unique perspective. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rants and Reviews. That's very much appreciated. Yeah, I don't get why Stinker didn't just sell the business rather than close it. I'm sure there must have been reasons. I suspect one of them that the business wasn't particularly viable at that point, so it didn't make a good proposition to sell it as a going concern. But having not looked at the books, I'm not sure. Yeah, so maybe they think they'd do better economically to split it up and think their breeding pairs are worth more. Yeah, I suspect that they've been trying to keep it go for, well, I have no idea, so I don't want to get done for slander or libel or whatever one it is when you say it out loud. But I suspect it's to do with Many struggling businesses fold because they hang on too long. So they get to the point where their business just isn't worth anything at that point. It's either racked with debts, or its profits have gone down to a point where they're not covering their costs. And someone coming in is like, well, no, you've not got a plan to get out of this hole, so I don't want to buy it. Then didn't they have lots of property as well? They had quite big warehouses and things like that, so maybe that's worth something. So rather than trying to sell a business to a specific industry, you can just sell the property to hundreds of industries, so your market's much bigger. But again, speculation, pure speculation. Don't sue me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Fake sweet corn, fake pellets, cork balls, all sorts. Oh yeah, the coarse fishing hobby. It's almost as bad as golf for wasting your money, isn't it? You can buy all kinds of things. I even saw one bait boats, which I always thought was like, that's taking the piss a little bit. It's these boats that you fill full of all your baits. You put your hook bait in there and you steer your boat out to a specific spot, and it's got GPS or radar underneath the boat, so you can pick the perfect location and drop all your stuff in there and come back. I've seen that they've even got drone boat submarine combos that you can go out, so you use your submarine to go around and actually survey the bottom of the lake or the river or whatever, look for the spots that the fish are all gathering in, see whether your ground bait is actually doing the business and drawing in all the fish. Or you can use the drone with what's the word, polarized lenses on it with the camera, so you can actually see the shoals of fish swimming around, where the big fish are hiding, and then send your boat out with your baits and stuff. It's like, wow, it's just crazy. People obsessed with stinkers. They're sold as almost the only hard water discus. Usually you're buying market. And that's why I didn't want to see, not necessarily stinker are rubbish or stinker are brilliant. They've obviously got their redeeming features, but yeah, there's some things that you're a bit like, okay. But still, anyone who makes discus fish is making some cool fish. Fish Vet's got a new beer for me, right? Okay. Do you like sausage? Now there's a question you don't like to be asked on a Friday night by someone you've met on the internet. Do you like bacon? So, okay, start again. Do you like sausage? Yes. Do you like bacon? Yes. Do you like cheese? Yes. Do you like all those things smoked, but a beer? I do like all those things smoked. I just don't know if I'd like it in beer form. I mean, I'm happy to try anything once. Almost anything. ABC Aquatic Biotope Creations. How you doing? Then you need the... it's like a Latin fish name. You need the Marzen. Alright, okay, let's Google that. Schlinkerla Rauschieber Marzen, is this the one? The classic magnificent tasting beer has a distinct aroma, although its palate to a clean, dry finish. I'll try and say that again using the words that are actually there rather than the ones I've just made up. The classic magnificent tasting beer has a distinct aroma through its palate to a clean, dry finish. A wonderful flavour which may come of a bit of a shock at first. Yeah, well, if it tastes like sausage, bacon and cheese... Okay, about the Schlinker Rauschieber Marzen. It should be served in a dimpled mug, a lager glass or a stein. Dark brown, deep intense colour, topped by an impressive long-lasting head. Light in the mouth with smoked notes. Well, there you go. Maybe we should have a poll. What beer should Graham try next? I must admit, that's not filling me with confidence. As Lee says, I find the main tip to breeding... I've literally had the neck of the bottle and I've already lost the power of speech. I find the main tip to breeding cories is to add water, then leave them to it. I bought 4 stir-by cories, now up to 11 or 12. Yeah. Well, some strains can be easier than others, I suppose. Pardon me. Dan, late check-in. No problem. Welcome, Dan. Skiller, lost my yellow moonstone today. Ready for smashing the tank up at the moment. Oh, I know the feeling. Try not to get disheartened. I went on a mass murdering spree with my fish recently. I think I'm just about coming out the other side. I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. I've made one today, and I've been editing it tonight. Didn't quite finish editing it, but I just spent a couple of weeks enjoying my fish, messing about with fish tanks, cleaning them, moving them around, and it was a bit like hitting the reset button, if you like, where you're not worried about making videos, you're not worried about content, you're not worried about what I'm going to do in 3 weeks' time. Just going, screw all that. I'm just going to play with the fish. Like, trying to remember what first got you back into keeping fish again. So, feeling good. Trying not to dwell on the problems, because it doesn't make it any better. It's jumping about a bit. Right, I'm miles behind, aren't I? Lee Wilcox, Insanity Aquatics and 2 kittens. Hello, I have 2 successful tropical plants tanks. I built a pond about a month ago. Lots of plants, no direct sunlight hitting it. I have green hair algae, no critters in it yet. Anything I can do? You can watch my next video, because it's all about how my pond has turned a pea soup colour. Well, you're doing the right things. No direct sunlight, check. Lots of plants, check. Depends what you mean about lots of plants. Often what people call lots of plants isn't really lots of plants. It's a competition between the plants and the algae as to what's going to win. So there are answers. There's lots of products out there, especially in the pond world. They're almost as bad as the aquarium world about, oh yeah, dump this thing in and it will do another thing and get rid of this. But if you get some snails, they're always good for that kind of thing. Get some fish. Before you get some fish in, it's getting to the end of the pond season now, so it depends what you want to keep in your pond. But things like goldfish, koi, depending on how big your pond is, they don't really eat hair algae, so adding fish isn't going to solve your problem. So it'd be a case of just lots of tests, same as your aquariums. Lots of tests to figure out what is the imbalance, what have you got too much of. I found that my black beard algae, green hair algae, when I had it in my aquariums, was often caused by phosphates and too many phosphates. So your nitrates would be high, yes, but that wasn't necessarily the problem. So lots of tests, and again, it's a bit like saying, I feel ill, what's the problem? Don't know, we would need to ask 100 questions. Join the Discord server and post some pictures. You can go into a little bit more detail about what the parameters are, what's going on in there, where it is positioned, how much sunlight it's getting, all that kind of stuff, and we'll help you figure it out. How are you getting on with your recent disasters? Your mega tank? Well, the mega tank wasn't a disaster, is it? Well, I suppose it was. It doesn't hold water and is in no way mega. Does that make it a disaster? It didn't blow up and kill anyone, it just leaked. But yes, I have had, for those of you who are new here, first of all, welcome, thank you for joining us, but I have had a plethora of disasters recently. So, mega tank not doing what mega tanks should do, i.e. hold water. Fish committing suicide. Fish just up and dying for no reason. Fish being killed by my neglect or poor holiday planning. Everything was going wrong. It felt like everything I was touching for a time there was just going wrong. Let's leave it at that without swearing. So I did have a few choice words with myself and was a bit down in the dumps about things. I think the people who were on those streams for those couple of weeks while that was going on could tell. I've probably put some people off for life for being the most dour, miserable Scotsman going, everything's crap, everything's dead, mew, mew, mew. I just had to kind of... And that's what I was talking about earlier, that taking a break, trying to get back to the point of remembering why you have this hobby and you do enjoy this, even though it's not been fun recently. Let's go back to doing the things we enjoy and spend a bit of time with the fish rather than worrying about how to make videos about the fish. Really valuable. Seemed to work. I don't know. I'm trying to just use the kind of power of positive mental attitude to not think about it. Try not to dwell on the failures. Mega tank, obviously, it's annoying, but I will get there. I just need a bit of space and a bit of time to have a proper day's work at it. That's fine. Arowana jumping, Arowanas jump. I don't think I could have done more. I did everything everyone always advises to stop them jumping. It still found the tiniest of gap to get out of the tanks. And yep. No idea why the what's it called? Go on, Graham, you can do this. The biter, no idea what happened to that. Just upped and died. Obviously, the discus disaster. One fish taking out a whole tank and a whole tank wipeout. Yeah, these are all bad things. But there's good things going on as well. I've got lots of fry and mystery fish have arrived. I've got new projects to be getting on with. So, trying to stay positive and not ignore them. I've got work going on in the house which will enable me to get my big discus display tank back, which is a kind of double-edged sword. It's great, I get to get my big display tank and do a really nice aquascape and have my favourite discus in there and then be reminded that I killed most of them. So that's a little bit galling. But, there's more positive things on the horizon, let's put it that way. Vinoske Fishokoto. Oh, hi guys, really, right, I need to try that. Vinokske Fishokoto. Is that close? I'll take that. Good evening. I've always wanted to go fishing as a kid, but none of my close family did it, so me and my mum gave carp fishing a go and she caught a tree. I never went fishing as a kid, I don't think. My dad might be here and can remind me, but we never went fishing, did we? And I think my first fishing adventure started when I moved to Sheffield, actually, and went fishing with some friends around here. I just like the whole... It's almost like guilt-free sitting. That... Maybe this is just me and my attitude. That way where you've got a nice comfy chair, you find something good to watch on the telly, and you're just relaxed, and then one of your kids or your wife or something comes home and says, "Oh, Graham, can you just..." And you're like, "Oh, I'm meant to be doing something." There's none of that when you're fishing, because you're not meant to be doing something. You're meant to be sitting, and you're meant to be watching or listening for the alarms or just enjoying the outdoors. And it's that kind of guilt-free, organised sitting. Sometimes I don't really care if we don't catch fish. I've been on lots of fishing sessions where we've completely blanked, and mostly my fishing experiences go carp fishing, pike fishing. Occasionally I'll do other like silverfish stuff, but it's predominantly at a carp lake or something like that. So there is just a lot of sitting and waiting around. There's lots of times where we'll blank, and there's lots of times when we blank where I don't really care, because I'm sat with my friends, we're having a laugh. We might even be camping over a weekend and doing it. Better when you catch the occasional fish, I must admit. We once went to Blackpool for this place that's now a private water. We stayed there for a weekend. I remember posting on Facebook saying 3 men, 9 takeaways, because there was like a takeaway that delivered to your peg, which was brilliant. 9 takeaways, 69 beers consumed, 300 gigs of mobile data, blah 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 blah, 0 fish, because the 3 of us, not one fish between us. But it was fine, because it was good times. I prefer catching over fishing. Yeah, catching's good, but you do need to do some catching every now and again. I don't know if this is part of a conversation I've just walked into, but I agree. Pickled eggs are awesome. Imagine if the Stenker breeding secrets were satin sheets, Barry Manilow, and Midlights. How pissed off would you be if you signed up to buy all their breeding pairs at what might or might not be an inflated price, and you turn up there and they take you in to show you the tour of the factory and the breeding secrets, and the secret says, well, what we do is we have a male fish and a female fish and we put them in the same tank. Who would have thunk it? Because how much more can there be to it? There's rants and reviews with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Right, we're getting there. We're getting near to the bottom. I have nothing planned for this evening. Like I say, I've been having a ridiculous week at work, trying to prep for a week off. I've not done any prep for this evening's stream. So the more comments you give me, questions, maybe we'll do another quiz later if anybody wants me to try another quiz like last week. Yes, Mark Stelton. Good day, everyone. Good day, Mark. Pickled eggs, food of the gods. And what is it about pickled eggs? It's almost like Marmite. People either think that it's the most disgusting thing that could ever have been dreamt up in the history of mankind. And then there's me and clearly Sharpie and Ross, who are like, oh yeah. Have you ever tried chili pickled eggs? So all I can say is I don't know if it's you get to a certain age and you get interested in pickling your own things, whether it's onions, eggs, or anything in between. But sticking on some really hot chilies and with your pickling vinegar and with your eggs, that's both delicious if you like hot and spicy things, and hilarious if you find someone else who likes pickled eggs and offer them one, but they don't like hot stuff. I'm talking to you, Paul Burke. Not Paul Burke, the project manager. The other one. The Zen Ginger has joined us. Hello, beautiful people. I think she's talking about you lot. See, there you go. We've immediately found one of those other people. Pickled eggs are vile. I tried one once and nearly vomited. They're not. They're like god of the foods, food of the gods. Mind you, it takes all sorts. Some people don't think discus are nice. What happened to the good old fishing method of a maggot in a float? Caught loads that way as a kid. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's got very, very high tech fishing. I mean, all that stuff about the drones, the boats, and all that kind of stuff. I don't do any of that. I've occasionally spodded. That's been about as far as I've gone to some proper. Right, we will catch some fish. Get the spod rod out, because that's like it's almost like a game, seeing if you can get accurate after accurate cast. And yes, I will use boilies, I will use zig rigs and things like that. But yeah, I often have fished for cactus. I was about to say there, fished for carp with maggots. You get those maggot rings where you can put on loads, and that's really appealing to the fish apparently. Anyway, I digress. And that beer already looks strong. I didn't actually check out the percentage and the strength of it. It's better not to ask, maybe. Oh, 5.1, so not too bad. Right, let's see if we can catch up. Do you have African butterfly fish? How do you find feeding them? And have they jumped across your room yet? Setting up a Congo tank. And want a couple, but hearing a few horror stories. Yeah, I've heard a few horror stories, but thankfully, touch wood, no, I've not had any problems with them yet. I have found that, certainly when I first got them, they were quite skittish, and they were a bit tricky to feed, but now they're fine. I will feed, they're in my Congo tank as well, so I'll feed pellets to my Congo tetras and the Listes tetras, and they're a bit piranha-ish, and the butterfly fish will just kind of, I'll just float away over into this corner instead and not be interested. So I have only seen them successfully eat flakes. So when I've fed flakes, because the flakes will float on the top of the water a bit more, and if it calms down, they'll kind of come in and have a few. But yeah, I've had lots of stories about them jumping. I remember at Fisherman Aquatics when I went to pick them up, he was a bit like, oh, I'm sure we had more than this, and they were all in the sump because they jumped out and had gone down the bank. But yeah, I try and keep the lid on. I try and do all the things that you're meant to do with jumpy fish. So far so good, but touch everything within. I'll probably go down to feed the fish tonight and they'll be lying on the floor. Cheese and an alcoholic drink? No. Cheese with a wine? Yes. Cheese with anything? Yes. But cheese in something? Cheese on something? Yes. Cheese in something? Cheese flavoured things. I don't like cheese in onion crisps. I don't like anything cheese flavoured except cheese. Does that make sense? I'm not the weird one here, am I? Surely. Come on, help me out, people. I usually drink Weston's mature cider. What's a mature cider when it's at home, I wonder? Here comes another Google search. Weston's, that's quite a... not generic, what's the word I'm going for? Mainstream? Yeah, I've seen that and heard of it. I like a cider occasionally in the height of summer with lots of ice. I like the occasional old, like, vintage cider. Is that what the mature cider is? Like the scrumpy and stuff like that? Oh, the chat is going mad. I had a guy inquire about my rainbow shiners today. I told him $40 for 5. You're out of your mind, you think anyone would pay that for some bait shop minnows? Oh dear. It's true. It's... what is it? One man's trash is another man's treasure. Bazzy's Bundsblower beer, 28.5% alcohol. There's a pub in Sheffield which either was at one point the strongest beer in Britain, was it? Strong. Frog and Parrot, yeah, that was it Red and Dead? So the pub called the Frog and Parrot, Roger and Out, that's what it was called. Once the strongest beer in the world, the barley wine style ale was notably served with thirds, and certificates would be handed out for those able to finish it. The drink gained cult status in the 80s and 90s, standing at an unnerving 16.9 ABV, entering the Guinness Book of Records in 1988. And they brought it back recently. And then there's a little bit here saying, what are your memories of Roger and Out? The first one is, it was chuffing cough syrup, I tell you. Sheffield. So what, this 28.5 stuff, that must be the new record. That's a bit much, innit? Okay, good beer time. Tergenseer. Pardon me, that made me sneeze just thinking about that. Tergen, Tergenseer. beer. Tergenseer Hells. Is this the stuff? 4.8% volume. German lager. What does it say? A classic Munich Helles lager, delicate and slightly floral with delicious underlying biscuit taste from the malt. See, this stuff. This is what puts me off wine as well. My taste profiles are nice or boggin, or somewhere in between. I'm detecting a floral note, maybe some plum and a hint of wood. Like, who's eating wood that knows what wood tastes like? So, nice, not nice, somewhere in the middle. Hence, this. DD's got to get back to work installing the RODI inside. We'll be listening. Yeah, Zen says, have fun? Don't know if it's fun. It could be quite wet. Little Mountain Life, hey, hello yourself. Ponds often have green water, particularly at the start of the year. UV helps, and I think it's considering stability. Yeah, stability is the watchword. I have bought a UV clarifier for my pond just to give it a bit of a helping hand, so as I can see the fish. You know, have I told you about my pond? I can't remember if I told you about my pond. Well, that's what the next video is about. My little pond, and I've put some fish in it, and I can't see any of them because the water's so green. So I have bought a UV filter just to kickstart it a little bit and give it a little bit of a hand, but I'm hoping that once we get some plants established and growing properly, that'll be a little bit easier to keep a lid on, if nothing else. But it's a little bit... I bought one from All Pond... Spoiler alert! I bought a UV pond pump from All Pond Solutions using my Amazon affiliate funds. So to all you people who have clicked on some of the links that I provide, they finally added up to enough money for Amazon to give me a gift voucher, so I used it to buy this UV pond pump, and it was an All Pond Solutions one. Within 30 seconds of turning it on, I broke it. I was just like, ugh, I'm not this ham-fisted. Surely this is the pump's problem. I don't know if I could be bothered to send it back. It still works. It's just a bit of it snapped off. But it worked for my purposes. Little Mountain Life says, I'm behind on your videos. What are your thoughts, reactions to Stenker shutting down discus breeding? Well, we covered it on a few live streams, I think. In general, I think it's obviously a hard time to be in an energy intensive business, so that's going to put extra pressure on them. I'm not sure how profitable, or they've been around a long time, so I'm not sure whether this is the thing that pushed them over the edge, whether it was a pandemic response followed by an energy crisis, was right, that's the straw that broke the camel's back, we can't handle this anymore. I know Germany specifically has had some energy problems, so they might be hit extra hard because of that. Pardon me. Or if it's increased competition from the rest of the world. Yeah, there could be all kinds of reasons. It's sad because they're obviously a big name in the discus world. They've been going a long time. As I said even this evening, there's knowledge, something to be learned from these people anyway. So for all that to go away, even if you don't agree with everything they've ever said or ever done, yeah, it's sad. So a bit of a shame. I don't think I'll be going and buying all the breeding pairs or taking them up on the tour of the facility. I've always thought the prices were a bit crazy. I did sign up to be a wholesaler for Stenker at one point, but even the wholesale prices of the Fishy were a bit like, how much? I mean, the small fish, were probably quite good value, or at least to me seemed to be very good value. But that's because you're taking all the risk. Not all those fish are going to turn out to be big fish or viable fish or whatever. That's why they were that cheap. So I didn't really get it there. Well, our fish are bulletproof, but the reason these ones are cheap is because some of them might die. Which is it? But then to buy the fish that they've grown on themselves, the big fish, they were like, "Wow, where did that number come from? That seems highly excessive." But I guess some people bought them. So I think a combination of all those factors, the availability of other comparably good fish, it killed them off, which is sad. That's all you can say about it, I guess. Silver Creek Aquarists, hello all. Hello, Silver Creek Aquarists, how are you? Brewdog, Sink the Bismarck, 41 proof, £50 a bottle. That would liven up your Friday stream. Challenge accepted. How's your new empty reptile enclosure? Yeah, well, I might move into hamsters or something like that. If it's not Scottish, it's crap. That's not true at all. Always. I thought you were making a big hamster cage and starting a new... Well, that's definitely that's an option if I don't get it to be waterproof. I went to Maidenhead Aquatics. This is weird. So going to fish shops now where people recognise you. It's happened the last few times I've gone somewhere where someone's been like that. I've seen you on your videos, and you're like, I have no idea what to say to that. It's the weirdest thing ever. But if you ever do see me, feel free to say hello and we'll have a chat. I do like talking about fishy things and all that kind of stuff. But I forget that I make videos that I'm in, and some people might see them, and it's quite a small niche. So chances are, if I hang around fish shops, someone who's seen my videos will be there. But yeah, I got talking to the guy in Maidenhead Aquatics. He was like, as soon as I walked in with my wife. We were looking for the pond fish. He was like, how you doing? I thought he was just being nice. Going, yep, great, thanks. And then sidled up to me. So, how's Megatank doing? I was like, yeah, you and how do you know about that? But yeah, he was giving me some advice as well. So some good tips, good points, good tips on fiberglassing supplies in Sheffield. So yeah, if you're watching this one tonight, thank you very much for that. I'll be taking some of them on board. My plan is to get it completely emptied, because it obviously had the sand in it. I've emptied it. I'm going to get all the sand back out, clean it out, and give it a good proper inspection and see if there's anything obvious, because I think there must be some kind of tear in the fabric of Megatank from the inside. And if it's something obvious that I can fix, then fine, I'll fix it and have another go at it. If it isn't, I'm thinking of lining it again and fiberglassing it and just being done with it. Lining it with like thermal boards and insulation stuff, which will just give me even more insulation to help keep the costs down a little bit. But I think if I get the right thickness of insulation boards, that'll then bring it flush with the glass as well, so that'll be one less problem to think about. So we'll get there. It's just taking a break from it. It was doing my nut in, so I'll just leave it alone for a little bit. Sending you some Eurasian minnows. That's another video coming up. Me trying to catch some, and using my little traps and having a native species tank. So that might come up next week, because that was one of the things we were going to do when I was off. Let me catch up. Nathaniel Vlogs live stream's back. Good evening, Nathaniel. Best behaviour, remember. The vid of you studying and boarding your present fish room popped up on YouTube today, but I couldn't find the one of you skimming it. Did you get a man or a woman to do it? Was that you that left the comment saying I'm a plasterer in Northampton, in Rotherham, and I'll come and help you out? It's sorted now. So no, I didn't. I skimmed one side myself and realised how bad I am at plastering. So on the inside, I have clad it Like, so I've boarded it out, and then I've put this, like I don't even know what you call them, the foam tiles. I've just used them on it and done that on the inside. So it's like another layer of insulation almost. But thank you for the offer. If you want some plastering work, I have other walls in the house that need plastering. So yeah, let me know. That scares me as I'm setting my discus tank. It's nearly ready. Don't be scared. I mean, if you're going to do discus on an industrial scale, then yes, it might cost you a bit of money. But discus, very rewarding fish. I won't hear a bad word against them. Can you see my comments? I can see your comments, Daniel, Nathaniel even. I'm just very, very far behind in the chat. Scott says, I've been deep sea fishing before. That's the one thing I've not done. I quite fancy doing that, like chartering a boat or something and going out and catching some cod or something like that. I was the only one that didn't get seasick. It was pretty cool. I caught and ate what we caught. I'm pretty sure it was a catfish of some sort. Yeah, that sounds ideal. I'd love to do that. The old nickname for carp here is lake pigs. In Australia, carp are called mud marlin or swamp trout. Pickled quail eggs. Oh, I've never had a quail egg pickled. It seems like it might be a bit... Are quail eggs just too nice to pickle? Too fancy? Ever tried a pickled egg in a packet of salt and vinegar crisps? I'm almost ashamed to say yes. Yes, I have. Ghost chili pickled eggs rock, as do ghost chili pork scratchings. I've never had ghost chili pork scratchings. In fact, I don't think I've had... I can't remember what type of chilies I used. I think I used Scotch bonnets or something like that. I did a homemade version, basically, and pickled them for far too long as well. I don't like to over pickle and over season, and I'd used them with these chilies, and I brought them into work and said, look, these might be a little bit spicy. Does anyone want one? And one of the guys we used to work with, who's left the office now, left the company. He was, I like it as long as it's not too spicy. I quite like it, but I do love a pickled egg. Yeah, go on then, I'll have fun. He was like, nom, 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 nom. You can see him, he's enjoying it, loving it, thinking it's good. Oh, thanks very much. Oh, brilliant. And just like 30 seconds later, you could just see him going, whoa. Oh no, really nice. Yep. Oh, it's got a bit of a kick to it after it, hasn't it? And then within 5 minutes, bright red, crying, going, milk, milk. Brilliant. Dan, I've been breeding discus the last year or so. I'd be happy to give you as many 3 issues. Let me see that again. I've been breeding discus for the last year or so. I'd be happy to give you as many 3-inch discus as you like for nothing. Really? That seems overly generous. Yeah, get in touch. Let's talk. That's a very nice offer. It's one of my favourite things to do, is to grow on small discus. Discus is beautiful and elegant. Agreed, Paul. They are fantastic fish. Butter of the Gods is good stuff. If you haven't tried it, do it. Butter of the Gods, is this a new thing? Is this a beer thing? Occasionally we talk about fish on this channel, but Butter of the Gods. What is Butter of the Gods? Bone marrow? How do you make God's butter? What is Butter of the Gods? Bone marrow butter. Yeah. there are just some things that sound so disgusting that you know they're going to be delicious, don't you? You're gonna have to let me look into that a little bit. Cook your best steak in it. Ah, right, okay, yeah. So bone marrow butter, I think. Who's eating hakari? I don't even know what that is, unless you mean like the fish food. Hakari is the national dish of Iceland, consisting of a Greenland shark or other sleeper shark. Oh, is this the fermented fish thing? Yeah, fermented shark. I have never eaten it. I have smelled it. I can't remember where we were. I think it might have been in Amsterdam where there was like a thing on, and someone had some. I don't know if it was specifically this, but it was fermented fish of some description. It was kept in a wooden box. And the guy was like, oh, and as soon as he went like that and opened the thing, everybody went, oh, it was like getting punched. Butterfly fish? I've never eaten a butterfly fish, Nathaniel. No. I was given some Chinese eggs soaked in tea, gave them a marbled colour and taste. Oh, soaked in tea. Oh yeah, it's similar to Century. That's what I've heard of them. We've now turned this into people just going, I like cheese. On the African butterflies, oh dear, I poked myself in the eye now. How many should you have? Can you have just 2 or 3? Are you supposed to have a larger group? This would be a 4-foot tank. Do you know what? I'm not sure. I have 2, and they seem fine. Let's see what Tinterweb says. Welcome to the Friday night live stream where Graham Googles fish matters for you. I can't see anything. It seems to say that keeping 1 would be fine. They can live in singular pairs or in small groups. Do not need excessively large aquariums. I like that. Singly pairs or in small groups. It's like we don't know. Sorry, I'm not much use in that one. Should I use salt to combat a discus that lost its slime coat? It jumped out the tank and I saved it before it died. Let me read that again. Should I use salt to combat a discus that lost its... Why are you combating a discus? Should I use salt to combat a discus that had lost its slime coat? No. It jumped out the tank and I saved it and then it died. So, if it's dead, salt's not going to help at all. No, so slime coat is effectively the protection for the discus. So they will produce more mucus if they are ill and things like that. And then obviously if they lose that, it makes them more prone to infection. So if it's gone and you add salt, that's just another irritant for it. So no, that wouldn't be. It would be lots of clean water. That would be my main go-to there. God, I'm so far behind. I'm very sorry, everyone that's waiting for me to get to them. quite enjoying mead. Well, Scott is from the Middle Ages, of course. Nathaniel likes a milkshake or a water. Good. A good ale and a rum and coke. Has anyone tried red wine and coke? Oh, no. That does not sound good. A beer strength means nothing unless you're drinking an Omnipolo. No, I disagree. Beer strength means everything. I am quite an experienced and seasoned drinker, and I remember being on a works night out once, and someone was buying me pints of something that was 11% alcohol. Delicious, but I can't remember anything past a certain point in the night, and had to piece together the evening later in the week going, so how many drinks did I have? And so this is going to sound bad, but I think I'd only had like 4 or 5 pints, but that got me to the point where I couldn't remember my own name or where I lived or anything about the evening. So that is not 4 or 5 pints for me normally. If you want a strong... I don't want a strong beer, right? I'm obviously putting out vibes that I'm an alcoholic and I'm not getting drunk enough. I don't know how we got onto this. I generally, as a rule, don't like super strong beers. I'm happy with anything up to 5% because I know that I can drink it forever and not really have any ill effects. But it's those sneaky ones that are 6 and 7.5 where you go, oh my god. So I'm not after... I'm after tasty. Remember? Nice, minging, anywhere in between. I'm over to the nice side. I'm just wanting nice things. This, inoffensive. Not particularly strong. What is it? 4.6. So, it's fine. We're not going to get into any trouble drinking this. And I've also... generally, the really strong ones are not nice, in my experience. Hi, McPaul. Who's McPaul? Oh, is that Paul? Paul Mick. My partner bought Novichok vodka. It's like 70% for the collector's value. We drunk some and it was like... yeah, some of them was like... what was it? Pure alcohol, like ethanol and things like that, where you're like, yeah, I'll get you drunk if you have some, but it's not nice. Don't do it. I've just made lavender mead infused with magic mushroom honey. That could get you into all kinds of trouble. Why is he so far back in the chat? I'm sorry, Nathaniel, I read slowly. The Norma. Good evening, everyone. That's a new name I've not seen before. Welcome. Is this how far back I am? UV filter will help with the blanket weed. It'll show up. Yeah. It's a fragrance, not flavour. When they say notes of whatever, I'm pretty sure the notes from the smell you get after something, it's not a recollection of the wood's flavour. I may have been putting slightly tongue-in-cheek there, but still, no, I'm sticking to my guns. I've never smelt a plum. I've never gone along and gone, must be a plum nearby. Yep, definitely plum. Not apricot, but plum. Maybe I'm just a very unsophisticated palate. Yeah, strawberry, banana, I can taste those flavours. Or smell those smells and go, yeah, I can identify what that is. But going, oh, it's like a burnt oak. No, my mistake. It's beech. It's not oak. Oh, maybe it's ash. You're like, no, it's wood. It's wood. They don't have different smells. You're making it up at this point. I feel like I just took a hoppy bullet to my face. Hacker, sure. I'm not going to be able to say that. Hacker Pure Munich Gold. Munich Gold. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Okay, it's German lager pilsner, comes in a bottle, making great beer since 1417. Light floral notes supporting delicious bread and biscuit character. Beer, they don't have character. Oh, it's a cheeky beer. No, it's not. It's wet. That's it. Floral, I can handle floral, because at least then you're saying flowers, not a flower. It's like, chrysanthemum. Yeah. So, right, I'm going to make a note of these after the fact and jot some down, see if I can find them anywhere and try them live on stream. Maybe we can do that. In the next few weeks we'll have Friday night's fish and beer stream, where Graham tries various beers from around the world as suggested by the viewers. There's nowhere quite like Bavaria for the beer tradition. It's played such an important role in the community for hundreds of years, and Hager Pschorr is no different. Dating back to 1417, making great lager for 30 locals in a sense, little has changed. You will see why the Munich Gold is so named when you pour it. Deep golden colour in the glass with sweet malt on the palate to match. Though this is balanced by some light and floral hop bitterness, this beer really is all about the malt. And it's very appetising. Okay, not too much faff in that one. Yeah, okay, that can go on the list. I managed to break a Blagden pond fitting in half when I had a broken arm. Obviously, I'm very strong, so they couldn't have used a stronger plastic. Megatank is a tear in the fabric of space and time. It can't be fixed, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm sorry. We'll get there. I enjoy a visit to Maidenhead Aquatics. Meet a colleague the other day. He has so many great ideas. Yeah, it makes me feel bad when the overwhelming position of the internet is that everyone who works in a fish shop is an idiot. And it's clearly not true. There are idiots that work everywhere, and I'm sure there are some idiots who work in fish shops, but it's a very unfair position to play, because there's lots of very knowledgeable people working in lots of very knowledgeable shops, even in Pets at Home. Brewmeister Snake Venom 67.5. Yeah, see, when you get to that kind of, that's just doing it for the sake of it and going, haha, we've got the biggest number. What does it taste like? Oh no, you can't drink it. Your teeth fall out after the second sip. Tomislav Kasamovic. Is that Kasamovic? Sorry, murdering your names. I'm from Croatia. Hello, you might be the first Croatian we've had in. You respond is in the past. Do you know how time works? So you type something into the chat, and then 10 minutes later or longer I get to it because I'm going through it linearly, and then I read it out, and then it's in the past to you, but it's real time to me. I'm sorry I'm not going fast enough for you, Nathaniel. I will try harder. I once ate a whole Scotch bonnet for £20, I think it was. Got the money, but then 2 pints of milk and did not feel well at all. Luckily I was in a pub. Alcohol soon ensued that, yeah. A friend of mine had a chilli plant, and I swear this is true. Can anyone confirm this? Do chilli plants sometimes have rogue chilies? So you can eat, oh yeah, chili, oh that's quite spicy, and then you get to one specific one and go, oh my god, blowing my head off. So I maintain to this day that he had a chili plant and I got a rogue chili. I spent the best part of the evening with my head under the sink pouring water into my mouth trying to cool it down because I drank all his milk already. I quite like the idea of a show of African butter cheese. Is that what the subtitle's saying, butter cheese every time I say butterfly, or am I just saying butter cheese? Who knows? Hey y'all, QC Aquaholic, good to see you. Hi, says Nathaniel. Mead is just honey wine instead of grape, essentially. Yeah, it's the oldest alcoholic But very nice if you like sweet things. I'd like it. I'd like to. Yeah, I'm sure I would. I do like most things. You don't get to be a man of my stature not liking things. Nathaniel's never going to have alcohol. That's to be commended. That's a very good position to take, Nathaniel. A Scotsman who isn't an alcoholic. So I'm offended by your shocked face. Omnipolo is drinkable, 15% plus beer. See, the description of something being drinkable, that's like, oh, I mean, you can drink it. You shouldn't, but you can drink it. As David says, I sent my sister-in-law non-alcoholic wine for her birthday. I can't put the reply on here, what she said to me. I know the feeling. Are you going to try a different beer each night on your week off and provide rated? I might do it live on the stream. You know, like have a few beers, some palate cleansers. The fish vet can be my beer fixer. Well, you've given me a few suggestions tonight. I'll try some of them out. Oh, the chat keeps rebooting. I'm very sorry, everyone. I get a feeling my internet's going to go down again because it's making some noises. I might not even be live anymore. I could be talking to myself. No, I appear to be live. I used to like my beer brown and beer flavoured. I've got nothing against flavour. I mean, I think this has a flavour. It's an offensive flavour. But the drink I'm really addicted to is Pepsi Max. I can't get enough of the stuff. There we go. That's what I wanted to know. Yes, I can confirm. I have 3 chili plants. They are not consistent. Good, because the names I was called. It wasn't even my first chili. The first one was fine. It was just there was one rogue one. I was like, oh my god. So if you're watching, Tom, see. Proof. Rogue chili is a thing. Have you tried DOS XX beer? I have not tried DOS XX. I don't know what that is either. There'll be people in Scotland now like writing out removal of citizenship. Doesn't know all these good beers. Should be let him over the border when he tries to come north. Dos Equis. Is that the one? Fresh, crisp and golden. That's the description I like. More like a Pilsner than a traditional lager. Think of it as Amber's bright, cheery and exciting cousin. I can get behind that. 4.5% cerveza. Right, fine, that can go on the list. Is somebody making a list, or am I expected to remember this? I was on a lads' night out and everyone was the different ales. There was me on the gin and tonics. I felt very butch. Everyone needs to experience at least one proper scrumpy hangover. I've heard that over and over again. I think, again, touch wood, just in case it changes. I'm blessed with never really having hangovers. So I feel sorry for you people who do. The one or two that I have ever had, I've been like, no, kill me now. Don't want any of that. My tipple years ago was half a pint of mild, topped up with a bottle of man's beer. Ooh. Dos Equis. Okay. I'll get that bit. I'll get that right next time. You'll have to watch the stream back and see all the beers you've agreed to drink. to be honest, it's not really a hardship. I'd be happily not having. I might have to have a co-host though. That might be the only thing, because I think if I try several beers, the first thing to go is my language skills. So as you see, when I finished the neck of this bottle, I immediately lost the power of speech, which I don't have at the best of times. So yeah, so what we need is someone to make a list of beers for me to try, someone to volunteer to co-host, it could be 2 or 3 people, and field questions, because if I get to drinking, what are we up to, about 6 or 7 beers now, I might struggle to drive this thing. Don't drink and drive a podcast, or a web stream, what's the word? I have a secret brewery yonder. They do pudding beers, waffles and ice cream, chocolate and unicorns, Danish and Swedish, credible beers. Also, now I think you're just taking the piss. It's all right, Nathaniel. You can. Well, I was going to say you can be as rude as you want. No, you can't. You weren't being that rude. It's fine. Get your dad on to co-host. That'd be carnage for another reason. My dad in technology. What do you think, Dad? Do you think you could handle driving a live stream? Will I sit and get drunk on the other end of it? Dear. Oh my God, I've made it to the bottom. Right, so quick, Nathaniel, ask a question and I'll answer it in live time. Live time? Is that even a thing? There we go, Sharpie will co-host. He's got experience as well. I was thinking about having a guest slot, whether we could have people from, not necessarily just other YouTubers, but Sharpie might be a good one. He's got a YouTube channel where he talks about fish, so he knows his fishy stuff, but he's also got his phantoms side of things. So that might be interesting. So we could do some off-topic stuff as well. You never know. We did like a Meet the Mods thing as well a few months back. Pardon me. We could try something along those lines. Meet the members. Once I get my internet upgraded so as it can handle having guests on. So again, join the Discord up there. Let us know if any of these ideas hit home, have any resonance. We could do international streams. We could see how many people from different companies. See what I mean? We could have many people from different countries we can get on at once, see if we can set some kind of international record. Tits McGee posted a link to Discord for the brewery. Let's see if I can find that. So it's real. Oh my God, I have to confirm I'm over 18 just to look at the website. How did it know? How did it know I wasn't lying? Oh, have I seen this somewhere? Where have I seen this? I recognise the artwork. Is that what we're on? A watermelon, that sounds good. I do like a watermelon. The beautiful Mendip Hills of Somerset, yonder brewing is a modern farmhouse brewery. A small team of experienced brewers take inspiration from the surroundings. An area of outstanding natural beauty. Does look nice. Creating beers with a true sense of place. And this is... Did you say that this is yours? Or your favourite? I'm sure I've seen this in a shop. Am I imagining this, or someone copying you in Sheffield? That I really recognise that peach Melba one, and I recognise the watermelon one. Who knows? Who knows? I shall check that out. Thank you. or you're going up to see him, do a phone stream or something with him. I'll ask him, unless he's still here. Dad, do you want to be on the internet? Nathaniel, how long do African dwarf frogs live? 6 years, I think. Sharpie can waffle for England, yeah, definitely. You can be my beer caddy. Uh-oh. Tried Buckfast mixed with iron brew. If you drink it, your hair turns ginger and you start swearing at the English. We're about one bottle away from that happening already. Oh, I might have to get some Buckfast when I got to. I keep talking about it. I might have to bring some home for some friends. True national drink of Scotland. Full disclosure, I'm from Somerset, but no, not mine. Ah, fair enough. That makes a bit more sense. Although free delivery for orders over £50. Right, get your... Oh, I thought that said 59. I was about to say, get your last questions in quick, because we're leaving. But we are entering the tail end of the stream. I have not done any of the things that I was going to talk about. So if you have any more questions, be they about fish, beer, philosophy on life, general maths questions, not that I'll be able to help them. Get them in quick, because, I'm very slow at reading them, so I might not get to them before the end of the stream. But I wanted to cover what's coming up in life. What's coming up is I have... Oh, look at that camera shake. I have a week off next week, so I'm hoping that I'll do a lot of housey jobs rather than fishy jobs, but it might let me get a couple of the fishy jobs started, and one of them will be Mega Tank. Sounds like another one might be getting a load of 3-inch discus from somebody. That would be nice. But Mega Tank will probably take a few weeks. I'm not just going to keep making videos of me going, look, it's ready, and then a week later going, it's leaked again. So I'll be doing all that starting next week in the background and working towards it. I've got a pond video coming out tomorrow probably about my trials and tribulations of trying to filter this pond in various different ways. I've been trying to filter it using no electricity, using no mains electricity, just using solar power. And I thought I'd cracked it, and I haven't. So I'll be telling you exactly why I haven't done that. But also showing you, trying to show you the fish, because you can't really see the fish because of all the green water. But I've now looked at some solar powered options, how long I can filter on battery backups, how long my solar panels are working, what kind of water quality I'm getting, just with the tiniest of filters. So did I include it? I'm pretty sure that I included the solar power filter that I've made, the little canister one. That's been great. I mean, I've only had the fish just over a week, so it's not had that much time to go wild, but it's keeping everything really well. What's the word I'm looking for? For the amount of power that it's drawing and the amount of equipment that it's using, it's keeping the water quality really good, and I'm pretty happy with it. I'm sure that as the goldfish grow more confident, never mind grow bigger, and start eating more food, they'll produce more waste, obviously, and I might need some backup. So I've added a second filter, which is meant to take up the slack, and that's the one that I was going to use the other solar panel for. Kind of hit a very little roadblock or two there, but I've got some ideas. And then I've bought this other UV filter where I can try get rid of the green water a little bit and just test UV, because I'm always a bit skeptical about UV. Thank you for reading my comments. You're the only one that does. Well, as long as you're respectful and quiet and not annoying, then more people will read your comments. Don't you worry about it. Do you still do that wheel thing? No. Doesn't work. Oh, it does work, but you can't see it. That wheel thing. Yeah, if I did still do that wheel thing, you would have just won a hoodie. No, I've stopped doing that because it takes too much time to send people things for free. So I was going to do it once a month instead. And then we stopped doing that as well. We need to make a proper concerted effort to mods remind me to do a giveaway at the end of the month, and everyone else remind me that I should be doing that. As Scott says, 3726/5. Oh, is this the maths question? 3,726 divided by 54. 69. Maybe. Is it 69? Alright, I'll get the calculator up. what did I say? 3726 divided by 54. 69. Who'd have thunk it? Who is the daddy? I don't know what to make of that one. I run an airline from inside to outside to power a sponge filter in my patio pond. That's what I used to do in the old house. But my air pump is one side of the house, and underneath the house in the garage. So there'd be a lot of airline to get it back out there, and it's quite conspicuous. So I think these work quite well. Watch the video when it comes out tomorrow. Hopefully it'll make a bit more sense. A bottle of 2020. Do they still sell it? I think they do. I saw it in a shop in England not that long ago. MD 2020. Bottle of Mad Dog. Paul McKenna, just in from the pub and catching the last bit. Great that these are still happening every week, and they still keep coming back for more punishment. I'm still not any more professional. I've been using a Rhenology solar panel with an inverter and leisure battery, as lithium ion battery was too expensive. Paul, you and I should talk. I've been trying to figure out batteries, and at the moment, so again, spoiler alert, what we've got going is I was trying to buy a power bank. I think I showed you last week one of the ones that I was looking at. A power bank that did pass-through charging, so I could have a solar panel charging a power bank, and at the same time that power bank charging a small wattage pump. And I think I've bought 3 now that's all claim to do pass-through charging, and they're all talking bollocks. None of them do. But one of the power banks I've got is really good. It's works really well, loads of milliamp hours, and it runs the pump 24/7 for 7 days, 8 days, something like that. So what I could do is have the solar panel canister filter, the one with the fountain thing on it, that runs during sunlight hours, and then I could have the solar panel charging the power bank during sunlight hours, and then when the charging stops, it'll kick into life and run the other filter overnight. So it's being filtered by 2 filters, but not together. At the moment, I'm just running them all at the same time, which is fine. But if I was to go away on holiday for a week, for instance, or 10 days or whatever, I could put it into that mode, and that would probably give me a load more time before the battery would run out. So I've been messing around with the charging rates and doing lots of calculations, working how long things last and all that kind of stuff. But ideally, what I'd have is a proper leisure battery and a proper solar panel that would charge that and just run everything on the pond, because these pumps are only 1 or 2 watts each. If I got a proper solar panel and a proper battery, that'd be like maintenance free running forever. I wouldn't have to worry about it. But we'll get there. This is like the step below that of just what you can do with things you can buy off Amazon for less than 20 quid. My cichlids are being rude. I tell them to stop being basil. Oh, how do you put comments on the screen in live? Just like this. Subscribe. I just press that button. I use a program, the name of which I cannot remember, but if you Google aaronpk.tv, you'll find it. MD 2020 reminds me of my army days. Reminds me of my school days. Why can't you forward the live stream but I can rewind it? What? You do understand the basis of... You can't go forward in a live stream because it's not happened yet, but you can go backwards because it's already happened. Even I don't know what's going to happen in a minute. It took me a while. I was messing around with it. Yeah, I think I just need the confidence to buy some of the kit and start messing around with it, like you say. Just asking, what does LMAO mean? Don't know. Do you need to run a filter at night? Well, technically I could probably get away without running the filter at night, but you're meant to run filters 24/7. So I'd like to be able to do that. Could you not run a filter on a timer during the day? Well, it's effectively on a timer because it's solar powered, so whenever there's light, it's running the filter. Whenever there's no light, it's not running the filter. So that's why I was trying to use the solar power and the battery combination to keep it running all the time for as long as possible. How do you spell that website? THATWEBSITE. Sorry. Let's see if I can find the link. aaronpk.tv. Like that. aaronpk.tv. Or just Google Aaron Parecki. He makes this thing. I can't even remember what the tool's called, so you'll have to do some digging. Live chat overlay extension for Chrome. That's the one you want. Live chat overlay. So just Google that Chrome extension, and that's how I do it. See, Nathaniel letting you in behind the curtain here, seeing everything live. Kirkcudbright. That sounds like Kirkcudbright, the place. Just recently found your channel, enjoying going through your videos. Just wanted to say thanks for the great content. Well, thanks for the great view. That's all I ask. Ponds would require less need for filtration at night, depending on surface area, plants, and stocking density. Yeah, like I say, I think I could have got away with just running the filter during the day on solar power, but if I can get away to do it 24 hours, why not? I think it's the ideal, really. Right, bit of admin. How many people? We've got... Oh, our ratio is doing well this week again. We've got 44 people here, or we had 44 people. I think I'll just put 2 of them off. But 53 likes. So all you people who did the task for the evening of clicking that like button, thank you very much. If you are new here and you haven't already, there's a subscribe button down there somewhere where you can click that and see all the new videos. And then when I release a new video, you will get a notification, hopefully, to tell you that it's there, and you can go and watch it again and remind you. If you want to join the channel, you get access to emojis and things like that. If you join as a hero member, you get 10% off everything on my website, such as merch, fish food, and other stuff. If you have ordered recently, I signed up for that new collect all my posts from my door thing, and it seems they lost every order I've sent over the last 2 weeks, because I've been getting lots of emails from people saying, I ordered on the 5th of July, or not that long ago, and I didn't mean to give you that voice because it's not your fault, where some orders have not been delivered or got missing. So if you have ordered, let's say in August, and it hasn't arrived, I should have emailed you, but if I haven't emailed you already, it'll be coming over the weekend. But email me if you haven't got an order. Don't feel... I've had a couple of people email saying, I'm terribly sorry, but you haven't sent me my order. And I'm like, no, I'm terribly sorry. You've paid me money. You should be getting your stuff. So if you have made an order recently, thank you, first of all. And if it hasn't arrived, let me know, and I'll get another one sent out as quickly as possible. And the Zen Ginger has become a member. Thank you very much, Zen Ginger. Welcome aboard. You now get access to all kinds of emojis you can put in the chat, which is about to close because we're about to finish. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. I hope you've had a wonderful time. Remember, join the Discord server. Carry on the party afterwards. Let's get a new channel set up in there where we can discuss beers that Graham must try on stream next week. And we'll try that and see how we get on with that. We'll have a drunk stream. Maybe that'll be a good one to have. But as always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking around for when my internet died, because that's always nice. And we'll see you in the next one. New video tomorrow. Make sure you check that one out and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, good evening. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye. I say that. Normally, I click the button mid-sentence. Now, I've not been anywhere near the button, so I can't click it in time. So we'll try that again. Bye!